session, but it just really does warm you up. I think it's like such a good stretch for those legs and your chest and your back. Good. So just make sure that you're bringing that foot up as far as you can towards your wrist. We'll do two more. Big, big stretch. Hopefully you feel that in your legs as well. Last one. Good. So I want you to stay in the plank. So what we're going to do is we're going to lower down into our cobra. So you're going to put those hips onto the ground, push up through the hands, and then I want you to curl your toes underneath and push back into downward dog. So we're coming forward, lowering those onto the belly, lift up to cobra. I always kind of like having a little bit of like a twist here, and then lift up those hips and push back to downward dog. Let's do two more. So big stretch on your belly and then on your back. And last one. Make sure that you're not twisting or like pushing too much of your lower back into that movement. So you just want to feel the stretch. It shouldn't be painful though. Okay, so we're going to flip around and we're going to just do some glute bridges to warm up our legs. So stick those ankles underneath our knees, lift up to the ceiling and lower. Lift, squeeze your bum at the top. Make sure that your knees aren't collapsing inwards. So you want to push them out, your knees slightly out at the top of this movement to really engage your glutes, your bum, and your hamstrings. We do four more. So pushing your weight into your heels. So your heels are the thing that's kind of pushed into the ground. And relax. Good. Okay, we are standing up. I'm just gonna move that out of the way. So we're gonna, just so I have enough space here, we're gonna squat down, and then I want you to go into a reverse lunge, reverse lunge. So just body weight, squat down, reverse, reverse. Good. Squat, reverse lunge, reverse lunge. So our last session today, it's more of like a strength session than like a sweaty cardio session. So I want you to now stand, and we're going to do, it's a good morning. So what I want you to do is push those hips back and stand. So you're not rounded like this. Your chest is lowering because your hips are pushing backwards. So if you think of like a lever, if my hips go back, my chest naturally comes down. So you're pushing those hips back and stand. So you should feel your glutes and the back of those legs doing the work. Good. So this is what we usually do when we have weights, you know, when we do our deadlift. It's a similar movement. Good, we'll just do two more. Perfect, okay, we're standing. I just want you to twist. I love it, it's such a simple movement, but I love it because you can really feel like your back cracking and so yeah. Okay, good. And last two movements, I want you to come into a plank. So make sure those hands are underneath your shoulders. And we're just gonna go for some mountain climbers. So this is gonna be our like cardio, get the heart rate up movement. So you ready? 3, 2, 1, mountain climbers. So drive those knees in. We're just here for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, so onto our workout. Our first movement is going to be a narrow squat. So I want you to imagine that you have 2 suitcases either side of you. So you're holding your weights down here. So usually when we do a squat, like we're a little bit wider, but I want you to imagine you have to bend down, pick up 2 suitcases and stand up. So we're gonna squat down, stand. So you can see my hips and my knees are bending. Okay, we're going for 30 seconds. So we're gonna aim for about 10 of them. You ready? Let's go. So grab those weights. So we're pushing those hips back and standing. Pushing those hips back and standing. So I find these ones so much harder than like a wider squat. It works a different part of your glute. It's a little bit harder, I think, to keep that chest up. Make sure that your full foot is on the ground. You're pushing those heels into the ground. And relax. Okay, we're onto the ground. You are going to touch shoulders, knees, and feet. Okay, so shoulders, knees, and feet. So we're working those shoulders, we're working our abs. Good. So you're only here for 30 seconds. 3, 2, and relax. Okay. So you're gonna just roll them to the side. This time, we're gonna just do a squat pulse. So 1, we're just staying low, getting rid of the weights. Hopefully you can see that from the side. And we're doing a small movement. So little small pulses. Awful. Good. So you're keeping that chest up. You have 10 seconds left here, and then we're going to repeat the 3 of them. 5 seconds. Keeping that foot on the ground. And relax. Woo! I feel like my legs are going to be sore tomorrow. So we're going back into that narrow squat, thinking or imagining that you have 2 bags in your hands. Like, hopefully we'll be able to go on holidays some stage soon. So I'm just practicing for when I'm in the airport. Good. So the reason why I say keep the full foot on the ground is because sometimes people will lift their ankles or they'll lift their toes up, but you're just going to be more inclined to hurt your knees. So really focus on just slowing it down and relax. That's a movement that you want to have good quality over just getting loads of them. You want to do less of them, but do them really well. Okay, so 2 shoulder taps, 2 knees, lift the hips up, and you're aiming for that toe. Shoulders, knees, toes. Keeping that belly button really pulled in, so trying to work those abs. Good. You have 2 seconds. And relax. Okay. So our last one, we have this, what are they called? Pulse squats. These are my least favorites. So I want you to stay low. It's not like you're bouncing, it's like a slow and controlled pulse. So you're just moving ever so slightly up and down. Make sure that those knees are staying forward, don't let them cave in. And you're driving up through the heels. Keep going. You got 3 seconds. 2, 1, and relax. Okay, take a breather. You have like 10 seconds. Okay. So our next one, we're going into a regular bicep curl, okay? That's all you're doing, just a bicep curl. Let's go. So grab those weights and we're going to lift and lower. This weight is too heavy for me to do 2 at the same time. So I'm going to do 1 at a time. If your weights are a little bit lighter, you want to get them both going. Good. You have 10 seconds. And I really want you to only move from the elbow joint. So nothing else should be moving. Really controlled and relaxed. Okay, so we're coming into our hip thrust. So if you have, like my weights, like they're big in size, so I can only fit one of them on my hips. But if you're using 2 water bottles or 2 cans, you can use 2 of them. So we're doing the same movement from our warm-up, but this time we are weighted. So you are lifting those hips to the sky and lowering. Good. Make sure that those knees aren't out here. You're gonna really put too much pressure on those knees. So bring them in. Lift. And make sure you're squeezing just for a second or 2 at the top. You have 10 seconds. Good. And relax. Okay, we're back to bicep curls. So there's only 2 exercises in these pairs now. The first one had 3. Okay, you have a little bit longer of a rest as well. So bicep curls, 3 seconds, 2, 1. Okay, so I want you to curl up and down. So when you get to the top, in order to engage that bicep a little bit more, what you can do is you can turn your hand, so when your palm is facing your shoulder at the top of the movement, you can just twist your hand ever so slightly so that your pinky finger is directed more towards your shoulder. So you're just having a little bit of extra twist at the top and you should feel that bicep contract a little bit more and relax. I hate them. Them and tricep extensions are so hard. Oh, I don't mind push-ups or things like with my back, but anything arm focused is so tough. Okay, so get those ankles underneath our knees. We are lifting and lowering. So I really want you to just take a second. So when you lift, go 1, 2, and lower. I want you to really feel what muscles are working. So is it the back of your legs? Is it your glutes? You shouldn't feel anything anywhere else. So your lower back shouldn't be hurting. So you're lifting your hips up, your chest to the sky, your chin to the sky. Squeeze. Make sure that those knees aren't caving in. And relax. Okay. So what we did in our warm-up, we did that good morning position. So we were here, we pushed those hips back, and we're standing. This time what we're going to do is we're going to use them with weights. So we're going to keep the weights close to our body, a little bit of a bend in those knees, and we're going to lower and lift. So after all those squats and after our glute bridges, I can definitely feel these now in my poor little legs. So I want you to keep that back nice and neutral. So sometimes you'll see people doing this and their neck is like this. They're like really craned, looking up. We don't want to do that. So from your hips to the tip of your head in a straight line. So push those hips back and stand. You only need to lower as far as you can feel the stretch in the back of your legs. Okay. Oh, we're keeping these. Oh. So we're coming up here and we're doing a shoulder press for 40 seconds. Our poor arms are going to be so sore. So when you're ready, grab those weights. So we are lifting and lowering. Those weights only need to come down to like a 90-degree angle. And lift. And if it gets too much using both of them, just go single arm. I mean, it's not an awful lot easier, but it's a little bit easier. Breathe. And again, make sure that that lower back isn't arched. So don't kind of be like arching your back like this. Nice and strong. Engage those abs. Whew. The only thing working is our shoulders. And relax. Okay. So we're going back into those. So these are called Romanian deadlifts or DLs. Sweating. So you got 5 seconds. Take a breather. We're flying through this. This is good. Okay. So loose knees. So what I meant was you can lower down. It might just be to here. It might be all the way to the ground. For me, it's usually just below the knee and standing. You just want to go as low until you feel those hamstrings, those muscles at the back of your leg working. You don't have to go any lower, because otherwise you're just including your lower back in this movement, which, you know, is never, it's never good. So you have 5 seconds. And relax. Okay. You got 20 seconds. Shoulder press. So once this is over, we have one more pair, and then we have, it's a little bit more cardio then. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So grab those weights, shoulder press. So as women, I mean, I don't want to just stereotype here, but we do typically have stronger lower bodies, and we find upper body workouts, you know, a little bit more difficult. We don't tend to have as much upper body strength. And so, you know, I think within the Horizon workouts, I know push-ups are hard, but it's so important to include them. Because if we just never work the things that we're weak at, we're just never going to get better at them. Okay, so next we are going into a curtsey lunge. So we are standing. That leg is coming around behind us like diagonal. We're going to lunge, come back to center, and then on the other side. Okay, so let's give this a go. If this is too much holding weights, either get rid of one of them or get rid of both of them. Just do a body weight. Make sure you're breathing. You're over halfway. Good. Again, make sure that chest is up. And it's the leg that's in front. So not the one that's coming behind. That's the one you're pushing into the ground to stand and relax. Okay. We're going into a bent over row. So I think we did these on Monday. So we are hinging at the hips, row, row, working our back. Get ready. You got 2 seconds. Okay. Let's go. I think I'm actually just going to do these with one weight. I'll tell you when it's halfway if you're also doing it with one weight. Good. So we're working that big muscle and other side if you are using one weight. If you're not, you just keep going. So this is working our lats, which are the big muscle that runs along the sides of our back. Also working our biceps a little bit. And relax. Okay. You're doing good. You'd be glad to know you're over halfway. So the end is in sight. You have 3 seconds. Okay, so we're going to curtsey lunge and stand. So hopefully you'll be able to continue like working out on a, you know, whatever days that you have been currently working out after the program. I can't believe it's like over, it's just gone by so quick. So I'll make sure I send an email around next week, like, or maybe at the end of this week, just to say when your package is in the post with your activity monitor and to do the fitness testing and relax. So yeah, I'll send them out on Monday and hopefully you'll get them like early next week. Whew, the postman hates me. I guess because I just get all the like 80 girls have just finished the program. So I'm getting all their monitors back at the moment. So we're going bent over. Oh, I think I did this side first. So make sure that elbow is coming back towards that hip. So if you can see me this way, my elbow is really quite close to my body. And swap sides if you're just doing one. Good. You have less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so take a breather. We're on to our little last session or last section. So for this, we have, where are we? My timer. So we're doing 8 exercises, but none of them are repeated. So instead of doing them like twice, you're going to do them once. And instead of doing 40 seconds, we're only doing 30 seconds. So our first one are swings. So you're going to hold your weight, whatever you have, and we're just going to swing. So it's just coming up to like face height. Okay, 30 seconds, let's go. So a little bit of a bend in those knees. I feel like we're really repeating a lot of the same movement patterns. So this is similar to the good morning and to the Romanian deadlift in that you're pushing your hips back, a little bit of a bend in those knees, and it's really the power of your hips that are driving that weight forward. And relax. Okay, we are doing a bicep curl with the reverse lunge. I'm just going to use one weight, but if you have 2, that's, you know, you can do 2. So we're going to reverse lunge and do a bicep curl at the same time. Obviously, if this is too much, just get rid of the bicep curl and do regular reverse lunges. But I think you're well able. Good. You have 5 seconds. And relax. Okay. You're gonna get those weights. Squat and press. So we are squatting down, pressing overhead. Remember, number 1, this is your last ever Horizon workout. So make sure you give it everything, even if it's tough. Stay with me. And number 2, you're only doing these exercises once. So give it everything. You have 2 seconds and relax. Okay, so we are doing a burpee with the weights. Obviously get rid of them if you want to. So we're coming into a plank, jump those legs in and stand. If the jump is too much, step back, step in and stand. Make sure that when you go to stand up, you're really squatting those weights up so you don't have a rounded back. Good, and relax. Okay, get rid of one of those weights. We're going to do a sit-up and a press. You ready? So, sit up and shoulder press. If the press is too much, get rid of it. Normal sit-ups. I feel like every single muscle group is dying. Ah. We're just there. And relax. Okay. Last 3 exercises. We are doing 4 mountain climbers and we're going to crawl back. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to crawl up and stand and walk back out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So kind of like what we were doing in the warm-up. You have 10 seconds. Good. Last 1 or 2. And relax. Okay. Next one. We are doing jumping jacks. You ready? Now, oh, my ankle's actually okay for this. Okay. So, we're just doing normal jumping jacks. If the jump is too much, we're just doing kind of like a side march, I guess. 10 seconds. I cannot wait to have a cold shower. I am sweating. And relax. Okay. Last one. Last one. We are doing 6 high knees, 6 bum kicks. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 6 bum kicks. Good. So when this buzzer goes, you can get a quick water break, and then same as what we did on Monday, we're going to finish with a minute of abs. 3 exercises back to back, and then you're done. Okay, so take a breather. Literally 3 exercises and you are finished. So you're doing 20 seconds of each exercise. I'm going to keep my buzzer in here so I can see. So we are doing small crunches first. 20 seconds. Alexa, next. I don't know what she's going to put on. Okay, so our first movement, small crunches. Are you ready? Let's go. 20 seconds here. Good. Make sure you're looking up to that ceiling. Don't pull on your neck. We're working the top of those abs. So if you think of a 6-pack, we're working the top 2. Legs go up in the air. We're doing toe touches. I can't actually reach my toes, but you're going in that general direction. Good. You got 5 seconds. Okay, bend those knees. We're going to drop and lower. Drop and lower. Try to keep that 90-degree angle. Keep that lower back pressed into the mat. Keep breathing. Okay, feet to the ground. Small crunches. Last time on each of these. We're nearly there. So just those shoulder blades are lifting. Ah. Okay, lift the feet up. Toe touches. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath for these ab workouts. Trying to expand all the air in your lungs. Okay, last one. Feet at 90 degrees. We're lowering and lifting. Keep that lower back pushed into the mat. Engage those abs. These ones always kill. and relax. Oh, done. Okay, we are doing a super quick cool down, and then you are done. Okay, so I'll just change the music there, something a bit more chill. Oh, my goodness, I'm dead. Oh, you won't be able to see me there. Let me go there. So I just want you to come on down to the ground, lie back if you can, and just hug those knees. Slow that heart rate down. If you want to, you can rock side to side, or you can rock back and forth. Give that spine a bit of a massage. Good. Okay. Then we're just gonna lie flat down on our mat, bend one of those knees, cross it over our body, and have a nice big supine stretch. So you're really rotating that knee across your body and looking over the opposite shoulder. Good. Try not to like pull your knee, like just let it rest. It doesn't have to touch the ground. And let's go to the other side. So pull that knee up, cross it over your body, and then look over the other shoulder. It's important that your shoulders are on the mat, so don't worry so much about your knee. Good. You should feel a nice release on your lower back. So now let's go back to the other leg. I'm going to lift that leg up in the air. Obviously mine is not very straight. And I just want you to pull the leg towards you. So it might be at the back of your hamstring. It could be on your shin, your ankle. If you have a towel or something, you can also wrap it around your leg, and that can kind of help you stretch it. My leg is literally like shaking here. My flexibility is so bad. Okay. And let's go to the other side. So for the first lockdown, I literally committed to doing, I don't know if you've heard of 30 days of yoga with Adrienne, but she has like 3 of those programs and I literally did all of them. And I think I got a little bit more flexible, but since I stopped doing them, my flexibility has just gotten so bad again. But anyway, that's another day. So last 2 stretches, I just want you to come back into that downward dog. So as usual, if you can, get those heels onto the ground. Really push back, lift those hips up to the sky. You can pedal out those legs. Feel a nice stretch on the back of those hamstrings, on your calves. And now I just want you to walk those legs in. If you can, keep the hands on the mat. And you're just gonna hang here for 2 seconds. Let your head hang. You can cross those arms. You can put them up overhead, whatever feels best for you. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. And you are done. Oh my God, amazing. Good job. How long is that? 35 minutes? 34 minutes? Longer than usual, sorry.